Welcome, beautiful human, or welcome back to my channel. I recently taught a live online class where we explored side crow, a twisted arm balance, together. A lot of my students, as well as me personally, enjoy the thrill and fun of arm balances. That's why I didn't want to keep this class from you. Hopefully you will find some helpful tips in there to support your own practice. This class is a perfect combination of strength, balance, and embracing the joy of flight as we explore this empowering arm balance together. So grab your mats and let's move. And remember to share, subscribe, or comment if you enjoy my content to support my work for free. So, as I said, today's class we're going to start in a laying down position. So find your mat, and then you can lay down either in this Shavasana pose, or maybe you're going to lay down with the feet a little bit wider apart, put on the mat. Let's just see we get the light conditions here. And then you can bring the feet a little bit wider apart, maybe mat width distance, and then just dropping the knees together here. That's usually quite nice also for the lower back, depending on with what kind of feeling you woke up this morning. And then just taking a moment to arrive here, feeling the lower belly drawing down into the floor, and the feet on the mat, or maybe the legs all the way. And then place the hands down on your belly. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. And a long exhale, open mouth. 2 more like that. Big inhale through the nose. Long exhale, open mouth. Last one like that. Good, and then stay in this position. And take a moment just to find your natural breath here. However it flows today, and again, finding yourself down on the mat, on the floor, tuning into the here and now. So however you woke up this morning, maybe there was a little bit rough, or maybe it was very smooth. We all want to meet together and come together as we are and find a common ground here. We're all connected, even though we're apart, through being on our yoga mats right now, feeling the breath, maybe bringing one hand down further up to the chest, to the heart space. For a sweet moment here, just listening to your own breath. Possibly that's gonna invite a feeling of gratitude just naturally for this breath, for this moment, for this new day. All right, and then if you want, as always, in my class, you might want to place an intention. I'm not going to give away too much of what and where we're going to go in this practice today, so just let yourself be surprised. Maybe that's the intention. Taking it easy and just going with the flow, or maybe there's another special reason why you made it down to your mat today. Good, hopefully not choking like me. We're gonna come back by gently opening the eyes, or you can keep them closed, whatever floats your boat, and then just gently draw the knees in towards your chest. You can get a hold, like a gentle touch just off your kneecaps, circle out your ankles, and sway from left to right, or draw little circles here down through your lower back. Whatever feels good. sides. And then gently roll yourself back to the center. And then let go of your kneecaps. You can bring the hands on your belly or maybe even checking in with your lower back. So we want to bring the feet in a reverse tabletop position so that your shin bones are almost parallel to the floor. And then find a position where you can feel your abdominal wall engaging as your lower back is pressing down into the mat. So the goal eventually is to bring the knees over the hip bones. But if you feel that your lower back is going to lift here, there's going to be a little, you can almost put your hands in there. It's really not worth it. So just shoot the knees just a little bit more back to find that spot where you feel your abdominal wall engaging. And then you can either keep the hands on your belly, feeling that engagement, feeling how strong you are, or maybe just bringing them next to the body. Now the key here is to stay connected to the breath. So big breath in through the nose. A long breath out. Maybe exploring a little bit, bringing the knees further back. How does that feel? And just looks so simple, like you're almost not doing anything, but hopefully you can feel engagement in your body. It's a wonderful lesson to get off the mat. You know, sometimes we see people and we're like, that really doesn't require any strength or effort. But you never really know what's going on inside. So refrain yourself from judgment. All right, enough chit chat. From here, take a big breath in. On your next exhale, you're gonna dip your right toe down, almost like you wanna tip your toe in water. Tip. And then as you exhale, bring it back. And then change sides. Left foot down, just the tippy toe coming down and back up. Moving with the breath. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And this image of the toe tipping into cold and clear water, maybe closing the eyes, that's a wonderful image to cultivate right here. Freshness, summer, playful times. All right, one more time each side. And then bringing the feet together. Now doing both at a time. Inhale down. Exhale up. Remember to push your lower back into the floor. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Just two more. So the strength here really is in the slowness of the movement. All right, on your last one, again, grab your knees, draw them into the chest. Roll a little bit from left to right. Feel the gentle release from your abdominals, from your entire core. So the core is not just the front, it's the sides, the back. Good, and then grab behind your thighs and draw the knees down into the chest, and then begin to just take little wiggles forwards and back over your spine, massaging your spine here. And then on your last one, coming up into a seat, so you can stay seated down towards the front of your mat. I'm just going to change so you have better views. And finding cross-legged position, if that's too uncomfortable, you can also find thunderbolt pose, so just seated down on your heels. And then we're going to wake up the upper body too. Take a big breath in, reaching the arms up and overhead. And exhale, hands down to the heart. And two more like this. Big breath in, maybe growing a little bit bigger. And exhale, hands to heart. One more. Good, and then on the next one, again, in breath, reach the arms up. And then exhale, take a twist towards your left side. Right hand in front of you and left hand behind you. And then really bring the back hand, I'm just gonna change so you can see a bit better, a little bit further down in towards your body. So if you find yourself all the way here, reconsider bringing the hand a little bit more up, and then think about somebody pushing your upper back all the way up. So you're really engaging all the way through the crown of the head. And only then when you have this lift, on your next exhale, you can take a little bit more of a twist by gazing over your back shoulder. Stay here, one more big breath in. Long breath out. And then on the next inhale, your left arm, the back arm is gonna reach up, fingertips up to the sky. And then exhale, finding a side bend here again. Maybe not again, because the first time we are in a side bend, big breath in. Long breath out. Really reaching the upper arm, maybe even a little bit more back, so you almost have a tiny twist here too, really opening your chest and your heart space up to the sky. One more big breath in. On your next exhale, place the upper hand down on the other knee, and then draw chin down towards your chest, really rounding the spine, drawing the shoulder blades away from the other. Stay here. Big breath in. Long breath out. And then on the next inhale, almost like you're going underground here, you're going to dive up by bringing the arms, or keeping the arms as they are, on shoulder height. So find your shoulder height. And once you're there, you're going to bring the fingertips up to the sky, bringing the palms together, or maybe the inside of the palms, finding your eagle arms. And then you can take a gentle up and down through the elbows, up and down. Just like a very, very gentle movement. Inhale up, exhale down and away from the body. Good, maybe closing the eyes, tuning in towards your breath, in towards your belly. One more time, big inhale. Long exhale. And next inhale, release the arms, make a big circle over the side. Again, hugging something up and above. And then on your exhale, twist to the other side. Again, bringing the back hand further up towards your lower back, towards your bum. To find that lift here through the chest. And when you feel like you're super straight, somebody's pulling you up, like if I was there, you can also self-assist yourself by bringing a hand onto towards your lower back and just finding that length here, and then you want to twist. So the rotation is more from the upper body, keeping the neck long, chin up, proud position. And then let's stay in this twist for one more big breath in. And a big breath out. Awesome. All right, next inhale. Again, the back arm is going to reach up, reaching to the stars. Exhale, finding a side bend. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then possibly shooting your heart space a little bit more up to the sky, but also finding a twist here. So there's no right or wrong. Just explore a little bit how the body feels, what feels good today. We take one more big breath in. On the next exhale, upper arm also descends down, finds opposite knee, arms are crossed, and then scoot yourself back, drawing chin down to the chest and drawing the shoulder blades away. Maybe finding a gentle wiggle here for another inhale. Another exhale. And then the inhale, you dive back up, arms are stacked. And then once you find shoulder height, you can again bring the fingertips up to the sky, interlacing the hands one more time or just keeping them there. And then again for 3 times, finding this gentle move with the elbow tips up and down and away from the chest. So these gentle movements that we take here can also help you align with your body, with your breath. All right, and then on the last one, big breath in. And then exhale, release. Hands come down. If you're still seated like this, facing the short waist of the mat, that's awesome. Come forward and let's find tabletop position. So in today's tabletop position, I want to really focus on the position of the hands. I wish I had a second camera to film my hands, but I'm going to show you in the camera. So think about really spreading your hands super wide, and then your little index fingers, they want to point towards the top of the mat. So almost like you're having spider webs, yeah? You want to bring the fingers apart as much as you can. And then you can also think about you want to draw something towards you like you have claws, and you can just feel that engagement all the way through the fingertips. And if you find your index fingers pointing forward, you can also observe that the eyes of your elbows are now pointing directly forwards. Maybe that's giving a little bit away of what we're going to explore later. You can tuck your toes, keep them untucked, and find a couple of rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, dropping the belly, rolling the shoulders back. And exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Maybe beginning to move a little bit bigger here, and finding circles through the hips, or even rolling more forward, rolling more back. Whatever feels good today. And take one more big breath in, make a move, that feels good. One more long breath out. All right, wonderful. Keep the hands and the feet where they are. Now tuck the toes if they were not already. And then again, finding this engagement through the abdominal wall, drawing the elbow creases out. And then on your next inhale, you're just going to push yourself slightly away from the floor, hovering the knees off the mat. So I don't know if you can almost not see it because it's a tiny movement, but the knees are now in line with my heels. And again, we're going to find just a little bit of engagement through the abdominal wall, through our core. Breathing and keeping the neck long. So gazing at the end of your mat. And then take a big breath in here. On your next exhale, find a gentle tilt with your hips down to the right. Again, legs are still off the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, tip. Inhale, center. Exhale, tip. Inhale, center. Exhale, tip, and then drop your hips down. Bring the feet a little bit closer towards your bum, and then you're going to inhale. The front arm is going to lift up. And on the exhale, finding a side bend down towards your feet. Big stretch here over all your side body. One more breath in. Breath out. And then circling it all the way back. Bringing the hands again under the shoulders. Picking up your hips. Coming back into this bear pose. Big breath in. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. And then again, drawing the feet further in towards your bum. Big breath in, front arm lifts. Exhale, side bend. Breathe. Keep the lower shoulder super relaxed. And then you're going to float all the way back here. And then no need to raise the knees again. If they were, you can bring them down. And then find a position where you bring the big toes to touch and the knees wide open. Take a big breath in here. On your exhale, draw yourself down into this wide-legged child's pose. I'm just relaxing the arms at this point. Maybe the forehead can touch the mat. And then you can just roll your head from left to right, stimulating the vagus nerve. And to find a little bit easier. Recentering your breath. So finding again a little bit of longer in and exhales. Wonderful. You're going to roll back up from here, keeping the legs as they are. So big toes touch, knees are wider apart. On your next inhale, the right arm is going to lift up to the sky. On the exhale, you're going to circle the right hand underneath your left elbow, bending into that elbow here. Gaze follows. In breath, finding the lift and the length up to the sky. And exhale, circling it through. And one more, big inhale. Long reach. And exhale, circling it through. And then this time, finding the floor, bringing the right temple down on the mat. And the left arm extended. Stay here. Good. Next inhale, bring the left hand again under your shoulder. Right arm reaches up. One more time. Big breath in. And then exhale, bringing it all the way back down. We change sides. Immediately in breath, left arm lifts. Reach up. And exhale, circle it through. Gaze follows your left hand. Inhale, finding the lift. Exhale, circle it through. And then one last time, inhale to lift and lengthen. And exhale to find this twist. And then stretch the right arm out. You can also come on your fingertips here. It's a nice extra stretch for the right shoulder. And then find how on the inhale you feel a little bit more engagement, almost like a little lift from the floor, from the ground. And how with the exhale, your body usually finds a little bit more of a relaxing state. And then you can use that breath for movements to come. Inhale, we rise one more time. And exhale, we circle all the way back down. And then bring the knees hip-width distance together again. Again, find that position with your hands so that the index fingers are pointing forwards. Elbow creases out, and then extend the right leg. Extend the left leg. Find your plank pose. You can drop the knees if you want to. And so if you find yourself dipping down here through your pelvis, almost like a cat pose, a cow pose, then you want to consider just bringing the knees up, down on the mat to find the lift and the length through your entire core. Again, it's really not worth it finding wrong alignment just to go to the extra mile. And we take one more big breath in. On the next exhale, let's all together find downward facing dog by shifting the hips up to the sky, bending the knees a bit more. The heels can stay lifted. And then roll the shoulders out. Again, to point the eyes of your elbows up to the front. Then you can paddle out your feet, drawing one heel down after the other. Maybe shaking the hips a bit more and finding a movement that feels good here. The length through the spine. And shaking out the head, you can say yes. Say no. And then find stillness in your down dog. Again, you can keep the knees bent, the heels lifted to really think about drawing your sits bones up to the sky. Big inhale. Long exhale. And then find the way forward towards your hands by tippy-toeing your feet up to the front of the mat. Take your time, and then on your exhales, you stay in this forward fold. Allow the head to fully drop down. The crown of the head, almost like a magnet, pulling you down and towards the floor. And then grabbing opposite elbows if that feels good. Framing that gorgeous head of yours. and just shaking it out like a pendant from left to right. Wonderful. Release the hands. And then on your next inhale, you want to straighten your legs. Bring the hands onto your shin bones, maybe onto your kneecaps as you push your chest a little bit further away from your lower body, finding this length through the spine, the shoulders far away from the ears, the chin tucked into the chest. And then on the exhale, bending the knees, and then again folding the belly down to the thighs. Forehead drops, full forward fold, Uttanasana. And then on your next inhale, keep the knees bent, glutes engaged as you roll up, keeping the chin tucked into the chest very gently. It's almost like a little reset here. Rolling up for this new day, rolling the shoulders back, head follows last. And then together, let's find a big breath in as we reach the arms up and overhead. And on the exhale, bringing the hands down to the chest, Anjali Mudra, and then just close your eyes here if not already. And take a big inhale. And a long exhale. Wonderful. Let's keep moving. In breath, reach the arms up and overhead. And then squeezing the glutes as you push the hips forward and find the arms just slightly further back, while thinking about finding a lift through the chest. And then on the exhale, again, finding this hinging from the hips as if you wanted to clap, fold a sandwich all the way down. Knees are bent, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, length. Exhale, fold. And then step it back, both feet into plank. We just stay here for one inhale. And then on the exhale, drop knees, chest and chin. Keep the elbows close to the body so the bum is lifted, the gaze is forward. And then untuck your toes, roll yourself forward, belly down on the floor. Roll the shoulders back, find a gentle lift here, tiny cobra. And exhale, forehead down on the mat. And then tuck your toes and shift yourself back, maybe through a child's pose or maybe all the way back into this downward facing dog. Again, finding the length with the hips up. We stay 3 breaths. Good. On the next inhale, gaze forward, tippy toe, or maybe 2 big steps to find the front of your mat. Again, inhale, find the length in this half lift, almost like a 90-degree angle. And then exhale again to fold, drop the head. And then inhale, big circle with the arms over the side as you rise. Again, reset. Reach tall. Exhale, gratitude down to the heart center. Another round. Inhale, arms reach up. Again, find the lift through the fingertips up to the sky as you push your hips slightly forward. Find the length. And then a slight back bend. And then exhale, opposite move, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Again, finding plank. Taking a big breath in here. On the exhale, lower the knees, so we're still in plank. Still the abdominals are engaged. And then again, finding this position with the fingertips forward, the index finger pointing forward. Now on your next inhale, you're just gonna gently shift your torso forward and then on the exhale back. So it's really just a gentle shift by coming with the shoulders over your wrists. Think about, it's the same situation, so your lower back still wants to, as if there was the mat behind you, still draws down to the mat, and the navel draws up into the spine. And then on the next one, you reach forward, shoulders travel over the wrists, and then on the exhale, you're gonna lower down, keeping the elbows super close to the body, but then not touching the floor. And then inhale, roll yourself up, roll the shoulders back. Good, take another big breath in here. On the exhale, gentle twist to the left. Inhale, find length and lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, back center, tuck your toes, and then push your hips back up, downward facing dog. So there's always little positions in between you can take, right? You can, first of all, find child's pose, and then roll yourself back up into tabletop, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, shifting the hips back, and then eventually, maybe, there's no need to straighten the knees. Wherever you are, take one more big breath in, and a long breath out. Good. On the next inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky, finding three-legged dog. Big breath in. On the exhale, drawing the knee up to the nose. Rounding the spine, pushing yourself away from the floor. Inhale again, finding length, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, find length. Three-legged dog, chest parallel to the floor. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale to find length. And then exhale again, knee to nose, And then stepping the right foot forward between your hands, and then drop the back knee down and find a lift through the chest. Awesome, big stretch for the hips here. You can untuck your back toes. And then push further in towards your front foot. So on your next inhale, you can come up, arms reach overhead. Shift the hips slightly back. On the exhale, shift the hips forward. Let yourself descend down here. And then opening the arms into this cactus or robot shape. So the elbows draw back. Good, take one more big breath in, find length. On the exhale, you want to open the robot almost like it's like a football goal to the right side. So the left arm travels forward, the right arm travels back. Let me just change for you. So we're here, and then the left arm slides like you're slicing cheese down, coming on the outer edge of your front leg. And the back arm can just either drop on your lower back. Maybe you want a little bit of a support here, or you can come onto the back leg. And then again, finding the length and the lift through the crown of the head, and then a gentle twist. Stay here. If you want more, a front arm reaches up and back. A little bit of a balancing, big breath in, long breath out. All right, come back from wherever you are, straighten the arms, still in this twist. Big inhale, exhale, left arm circles down on the floor, tuck your back toes, lift your back leg, and then reach the right arm up. Inhale, exhale, circle the arm all the way down. Now find your fingertips on the floor under your shoulders, front knee bends, big breath in. Exhale, find pyramid pose, shifting your hips back, straightening or attempting to straighten the front leg. It can always stay a micro bend here. And then think about pushing your left hip, your right hip a little bit more back and the left hip a little bit more forward. You might want to stay here. Maybe this feels good. If you have two blocks, it's also wonderful to come up. Or you bring the hands in towards your hips, find a position that feels good. The goal is to keep the hips forward and the spine long, attempting to find a stretch in the right back leg. So again, you might want to stay here, otherwise dynamically. Inhale, bending into the front knee, tapping the back knee down, low lunge. And then exhale again, everything lifts and you shoot the hips back for pyramid. Two more, inhale down. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale down. Exhale, pyramid. All right, we're all here together. We're gonna bend into the front knee, hands under the shoulders, and then swing the right foot back, downward facing dog. Paddle out the feet. And then take a vinyasa, inhale, we come forward. This time the option not to drop the knees, to do the same thing as before, so shifting on the toes forward, lowering down, elbows close to the body, and then inhale to rise. This time into upward facing dog. Hands push you off from the floor. Find the length through the crown of the head, squeeze the glutes slightly, and then exhale back downward facing dog. You're always free to take a moment in child's pose. Or just staying in the down dog. And then if you were in child's pose, make your way back up into downward facing dog. And then really plant your right foot down into the floor. So on the next inhale, you can reach the left leg up, and it doesn't have to reach high. It can stay right here. Remember to keep the hips closed, so on a level, and your shoulders down to the floor. Inhale here, exhale, knee to nose. Come high in your back toes and think about rounding your spine. Inhale, length, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale to rise. And exhale, knee to right elbow. And then again, one more time, three-legged dog. And exhale, left foot forward between the hands. Dropping the back knee down and just taking a moment to arrive here. The hips drop down, shoulders roll back. And then again, push into your front foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips down. Open your arms again into whatever you want to imagine this is. Football, cactus, robot, whatever gives you a smile. We take a big inhale. On the exhale, we again find the twist. It's like a rotation of the shoulders. So right arm forward, left arm back. And then again, slicing the cheese, bringing the front arm outside of your front leg and the back arm wherever it wants to go. Relax the shoulders down, find the length through the crown of the head, and with the exhale, maybe a gentle twist. Breathe. And then if you want to add more, front arm reaches back. Without neglecting that twist here. A big stretch also in the hip flexors, in the hips. Big breath in. Exhale, let's all meet with the arms straight on shoulder height. Like you want to open a banner. Good morning. Big breath in. Exhale, right hand falls down. And then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and again, find this easy twist. Well, it's not really easy, it's just the way it's called. Inner thighs are drawing together, shoulders are stacked. Take a big breath in here. On the exhale again, circling the front arm, the upper arm back. Find your blocks, find your fingertips. Inhale in this lunge, exhale, shift the hips back, find your pyramid. And you might even want to consider traveling the back foot a little bit more forward. So left hip comes slightly further back. Right hip comes slightly further forward, maybe keeping a micro bend in the front knee. You can stay here, or on your next inhale, tap the back knee down, bend the front knee, lunge. Exhale, up and back. Inhale, find your own pace here. Chances are you're breathing differently than me. And then for a full round of breath, just stay in pyramid. Awesome. And then bend into your front knee again. Plant the hands fully down under the shoulders. And then swing the left foot back into your downward facing dog. Let's go one more round of vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down, core engaged. Inhale to rise. Roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, straight into child's pose, or maybe first into down dog. And then finding a child's pose. And very, very gently, you can roll yourself back up, your chest, so shoulders come over your hips. And then either with a little bit of a fun swing or any other way, you want to find you can first of all find toe squat, so coming on your heels. And then maybe with balance, or maybe in another way, lifting the knees off the mat. So this obviously requires a little bit of mobility. So there's other ways to get there. If it's too much, you're going to do the same thing, just seated down on thunderbolt pose. There's really nothing wrong with that. Yoga is not a workout. It's about finding ease and peace and love towards yourself and honesty. So all these philosophical elements that are in there. That's why you hear me chatting about off the mat too. So be honest to yourself, what feels good today. And then you can just kind of find your balance here. Maybe bringing the hands towards your heart center. And then take a big breath in, reach the arms up. This is optional. Now on the exhale again, finding a twist, right arm forward, left arm back. And then you can again slice something. And also dropping the hands down. Maybe your arms are long enough that the fingertips can reach down. I would like to see that. Mine are not. I don't even know if that's possible. Inhale, the arms reach back up. And exhale, twist to the other side. All right, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down towards your heart space. And then let's take a little break here by bringing the knees back down, untucking the toes, finding thunderbolt or hero's pose. And then just taking a moment here to circle out the wrists. So making fists, circling them in one direction. Into the other, opening the fingers really wide. Again, think about water, splashing water into someone's face. Or any other movement that feels good for your individual wrists, anatomy, feelings, emotions that you joined me here today. And then you might have guessed it already, a little summer fun flow. We're going to try moving into side crow pose. So if you are a little bit afraid of arm balancing, I can very much understand that. I want you to feel safe and comfortable on your mat. If you don't want to practice this in an online environment, that's completely fine. You might want to turn your camera on. I'm also here to help as much as I can through the lens, but otherwise, first of all, let me show you. We're going to come back into this shape onto the toes. And then you want to find a twist. So side crow really is a twisting pose. It's not only an arm balance. So from this shape here, really twist your upper body just like we practiced before. And then plant the hands down. Again, index fingers are pointing forwards, finding this suction through the tips of the fingers. And then you want to squeeze your thighs together, almost as if you just had one leg. So now for a little bit more of an easy version, you have this part here of your body, so from the knee, and then this part here on the bum. And both of those you're going to bring towards your triceps. And so finding these chaturanga arms, elbow creases are pointing forward, rounding of the shoulder blades. Think about cat pose, and then keep the gaze forwards, keeping the feet engaged, and then eventually you can feel a little bit of a flotation here with the feet up. You want to keep the feet engaged. And then you might just want to explore a little bit here. Yes, that's awesome. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced already, if you're like, I've done this a million times, or if you just want to challenge yourself today, and again, it's about having fun instead of about torturing the body, so also having no expectations if it doesn't work out. And trust me, for me, this is really difficult too. Going a little bit further, for full side crow, only your front arm is going to come on this part of the leg. So the back arm is just going to float freely in this chaturanga shape. So you're holding your lower body weight through this front arm, and obviously through all the mechanics going on, so strong core, keeping the navel engaged, and then again, keeping the feet really together, drawing the inner thighs together as if you just had one leg. And it might need a little bit of exploring to find that shape here, and maybe it doesn't work, and that's completely fine too. And then lifting back down. Take a break if you want to, otherwise, obviously, big twist here. So doing it on the other side, same mechanics. And first of all, maybe finding it down onto both things of your, onto both arms. Or trying the full version. And it's not less of a movement, of an engagement if you only do it with one arm, so don't feel like that's really not working for you if you're not doing it right. I'm struggling obviously too, but this is also a little bit of an exploration with the body, what feels good today. And in arm balances is always, obviously you have to counterweight your back body, so your lower body, and the feet and the legs usually are quite heavy. So naturally, you're just gonna have to shift the chest more forward, and that's usually the part where it gets scary, where we don't really want to go. But in order for the legs to lift, the upper body has to come up. So maybe just give it one more try. Give yourself a little affirmation, I'm strong, I can do this. That's usually something that really, really helps me get off the floor. Because limiting beliefs is really also a very powerful thing that can hold us back. Good. And then from here, we're just gonna find our way down into a seat. And bringing the feet again down on the mat. The hands can come underneath your thighs. And then very gently gonna roll yourself down. And just like in the beginning, opening the feet a little bit wider and letting the knees fall in. And then open your arms into cactus shape here, or into football goal shape, whatever it is. And then gently tuck the chin down into the chest to find a little bit more length through the parts of your spine. And just like in the beginning, refocus on your breath, find that breath. And just taking a little moment to reflect on what just happened in the body, the mind. Finding openness through the shoulders. Good, and then open your knees a little bit wider and bring the feet together, hip width distance. And then extend the arms out long so that the fingertips can touch your heels or almost touch your heels. Knees are hip width distance together. Gentle dynamic movements here to close the practice today. On your inhale, just reach the arms up in space and back behind you. And on the exhale, draw them all the way back and down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, down. One more, inhale. And exhale. And then for 3 more, bring the hips with you. So inhale again, lifting the hips off the mat. And the arms reach up and back in space. Squeezing the glutes together. And then exhale, traveling down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good, stay here. And then lift the feet off the mat, draw the knees into the chest. And then gently open the knees a little bit wider than hip width distance. So your arms can shoot through the legs, grabbing maybe your ankles, maybe your shin bones, maybe hooking the big toe, or maybe grabbing the outer edges of your feet to then lift the heels and reach them tall for happy baby. Maybe closing the eyes, rolling over your spine from left to right if that feels comfortable. Always make sure you have enough support on the lower back, on your spine, on your back, on the parts that touch the mat. Sometimes hard floors can make this not as comfortable as we would like to. So be mindful of that. And then allow yourself to find ease here. If you feel any shaking through any muscles, just relax that a little bit more or leave the pose for a moment. Find a little bit longer breath. Unhinge your jaw. As you find softness also through the eyebrows. And the point between your eyebrows, your third eye. And then on the next exhale, bring the toes to touch, the soles of the feet to touch as you descend your legs down. Relax the arms as well. And then find reclined Baddha Konasana. Just a little hip opening, a little opposite move. As that was not much part of the focus of the class today, anatomically at least. Just giving that a little bit of attention too. If it feels uncomfortable, you can relax the legs out. So just moving into Shavasana. Otherwise, staying here, hands on your belly, hands on your heart, or hands on the sides, arms out wide, taking up space because you deserve to. Not shrinking yourself, and all the possibilities. And then again, if you want, at any point in time, you can just let the feet slide out for Shavasana. And then you might want to stay here a little bit longer, or very gently beginning to find movement in your body again. And that can start just through the fingertips, the hands, the feet. Maybe reaching the arms up and overhead to find a little bit of a stretch here. A little bit of a yawn or a sigh, whatever comes is welcome. And then draw the knees into the chest and roll yourself over to your right side. Giving yourself a nice little hug here, feeling that connection. And from this side, whenever you're ready, you can roll back up. Come up into a seat of your choice. Keeping the spine straight, the chest lifted, beginning the day in this lifted, risen up position. Just taking a moment to reflect on this practice today, what it is that you came for and what it is that you're taking away. And maybe those are not the same things, and that's perfectly fine. For the very least, I hope you found some joy in movement, bringing hands together, Anjali Mudra. Big breath in, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. Big breath out, chin to chest, bowing down. Gratitude for this practice, for yourself, your body, for each other, and for this fresh new day. Thank you so much for moving along with me today. Thank you so much for your trust. And I wish you a wonderful day. And hopefully I'll see you again next week.